Good afternoon, YouTube. Hope you're all keeping well and fine and dandy and not too stressed out in the run up to Christmas. Just a small little post of the latest pickups that I've got. Wasn't really planning on buying much, but there was a few little bargains towards the end of Black Friday, and picked a couple of things up and some for Christmas presents as well too. So thought I'd share them with you all and won't keep you too long because I'm sure you're all busy bordering turkeys and getting all the booze organised for the house, etc. and all that. I know I am. So hope it's not too stressful, and we'll get straight into it and see what we've got. Okay. First thing up is actually ended up buying two of these because my sister is a massive Stephen King fan, so I decided to buy this for online. I saw and I was so taken with it. I said I'll get one for myself as well, sure, why not? Believe it or not, the book Salem's Lot is 50 years old this year, and there's a special 50th anniversary edition of it out. Really thick volume, lovely artwork on the cover, I have to say, really nice. So I said, yeah, let's pick that up. And as I said, so taken with it, I decided to go for it myself. So there'll be a lot of reading to do in the new year. My God, Salem's Lot really 50 years old, unbelievable. Still the best Stephen King adaptation in my opinion, but you know, that's a debate for another day. But available on Amazon Ireland, not overly expensive either. It's definitely worth a look. As I said, toward the end of the Black Friday side of things, a couple of bargains popped up on Amazon Ireland, which I decided to avail of. Staying on the Stephen King theme, there's a really nice 4-disc set of The Mist, which I think is probably one of the most underrated King adaptations on movie, actually. Fantastic film. This is a really nice 4-disc set, actually, was about 30 odd euro, I think, so it's pretty good value, I think. Plenty of special features, documentaries, etc. What intrigued me was there's actually two 4Ks and two Blu-rays, and the 4K has a colour version of the film and the second 4K has a black and white version of the film. Watched the black and white version actually, and it's amazing how changing the film to black and white can convey a totally different tone and message. So it's very different and definitely worth looking at. And if you're talking about memorable endings in movies, then The Mist is going to be in the conversation with everybody. Two Blu-rays as well with exactly the same content, a colour version and a black and white version of the film. But it has, I said, oceans of special features, a really good making of documentary, very reasonably priced as well. As I said, Amazon Ireland, from my perspective, they're not brilliant for pre-orders. They rarely have any of the new stuff up for pre-order, and it just becomes available after the event, if you know what I mean. But for back catalogue stuff and maybe stuff that you've been looking for a while, they're not bad. They're worth checking out every so often. They often have good deals on 4K steelbooks and collector's editions that have been around for a bit. A little bit like Amazon Italy, maybe not quite as good, but you know, it's always worth having a mooch on the website every so often. So The Mist, great film, I'm sure you'll all agree. Next one is, been meaning to buy this for a while because I've seen it several times on streaming and saw it in the cinema when I was out, and in my opinion, this film will become a Christmas staple in the years ahead. It's very much along the lines of, say, It's a Wonderful Life, and I guess Home Alone as well is one that springs to mind, and it's The Holdovers. Really, really love this film. In a way, it's a lot like a play because it's centered around three characters: a maid, a young kid that's been held over at a boarding school, nowhere to go for Christmas, and somewhat acerbic, bitter, sort of nasty sort of teacher, you know, that doesn't want to be there at all but has to just put up with it. And it's about the relationship that blossoms between the three of them. It's really an awful lot like a play, to be honest with you. Paul Giamatti is the lead in it, who a lot of we will know from lots of different projects over the years. He's what they used to call an old school character actor, really inhabits a role when he plays it. Always been a very solid actor, anything I've seen him in. He's never really let me down. He always delivers a good performance, no exception here. His two companions in the three-piece play, as I like to call it, really give excellent performances as well. It's a really uplifting film, how the relationship of initial distrust and dislike develops through the course of the film, and how they all become better people, I suppose, towards the end. It's a similar trope to Christmas Carol and stuff like that, but really, really well done. And as I say, it's not an old film, it only been out 2-3 years, I think. did quite well at the Oscars as well too. Paul Giamatti probably a bit unlucky to lose out to Cillian Murphy, I believe. But I suppose Cillian Murphy was always going to win that, but Paul gave a wonderful performance in this film. So, as I said, 10, 20 years from now when people are discussing great Christmas movies, this is definitely going to be one of them. So The Holdover is well worth getting. Not very expensive either, about €20 or so. So definitely worth a look. Next pickup I got is nice steelbook that I saw on offer toward the end on Amazon Ireland again. James McAvoy in Speak No Evil. And if you're talking about nasty evil bastards, this really is one of them. Now, I purposely haven't watched this yet for the simple reason that my good friend Steve Court, who I'm a member of a WhatsApp group from Digital Dawn with, recommended to me to watch the original version first. It's Danish, I believe, and it's available on Arrow, so I've actually ordered it, hoping to get it before Christmas and then watch and compare. I trust Steve's judgment, so that's what we'll do. And Steve, I'll certainly let you know how I get on with it. But I do know from reviews from my good friend Keith over at Euphoria Pictures that James McAvoy gives a stellar performance in this. Again, one of those actors, funny enough, wasn't that keen on him for a long time. I don't know, the last few years or so, kind of seen him in a new light. I mean, he's put together a really good body of work now, very versatile actor. And, you know, kind of becoming really reliable, picks and chooses his roles very wisely from what I can see, which is nice to see. So, you know, some guys out there will just do anything for a fast buck, but he seems to be more interested in doing quality work, and fair dues to him for that. And I will give you a report later on when I watch this, but it's actually really nice steelbook, well worth looking at. Again, very reasonably priced. I think I only paid about €25 for it. Maybe gone a bit now with the Black Friday offers over, but I'd suggest maybe, as I will, keep an eye out in January after Christmas, where there's always plenty of sales on. Then you might pick it up at a reasonable price. And as I said, I will let you know how I get on with the film in due course. There was an offer on Amazon Ireland that if you spent €50 on 4K Blu-ray, whatever, they'd automatically apply a €10 off discount. Not too hard to do that in this day and age, to be honest with you. So I ended up being a bit of a trekkie, some of you might know, picking up this Titans of Cult Star Trek package, steelbook inside. I have to say, it's one of them things. It ended up costing me a tenner, which is fine. The steelbook is actually quite nice, but Titans of Cult, who used to be one of those guys that always did deluxe packaging really well, they made a balls of this, to be honest. It's very cheap plastic casing. The steelbook is okay, but there's a Star Trek notebook inside, which is like a small little notebook that a kid would bring to school, or maybe an old woman would use for a shopping list, that has a Star Trek insignia on the outside and a pretty feeble effort, a pin that you'd put on your coat with the "Live Long and Prosper" sign on it. It only cost me a tenner, so I'm not going to complain. And it's Star Trek. I actually do like the new Star Trek run that Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto and all those guys did. That seems to be all dead in the water now. They're going to go a new direction. I wouldn't have minded seeing another film with them, but I suppose the three we got out of them were all pretty entertaining. Star Trek is often accused of being formulaic, and it is, but that is exactly why I like it. You know exactly what you're going to get. Good versus bad. Good guys generally win out in the end. Sometimes there's casualties along the way. Lots of fights in space and hand-to-hand combat and action and some cheesy humour. Sure, what more do you want? Star Trek, that's what it's built its reputation on, and long may continue. So, don't know if you'll pick this up as cheap anymore now, but again, as I said, keep an eye on the January sales. There'll always be a few offers. And then the last thing I got was a very dangerous thing, listening to these live Friday night streams that Keith from Euphoria Pictures does on a regular basis on Friday. I'm firmly convinced one of these days one of his streams will pop up and he'll be sitting on a deck chair in the Bahamas with a Hawaiian shirt on him, sipping a long cold cocktail with all the commission he's getting from persuading people to part with their money. I'm only joking, Keith. It was actually Steve that recommended this on your stream the other week, and a film I haven't seen in a long time. It's part of the Paramount Scares collection, but they're selling some of them individually now, and it's Rosemary's Baby. Have not seen this film in years. Always enjoyed it. Seen it once or twice. The great Mia Farrow, of course. It's the neighbours that obviously make this movie, with the whole satanic undercurrent. Really well acted, well written, from Roman Polanski, directed by as well. He mightn't be everybody's favourite person in the world, but he did make some great films in his time, and this is certainly one of them. This is a really nice collector's edition, which I picked up for about €35 or thereabouts from Paramount. Paramount are one of those places that, you know, you never know what you're going to get with them. It's either going to be absolutely fantastic transfer or pretty dire, to be honest with you. They don't seem to show an awful lot of commitment to physical media, but sometimes they do. In this case, thankfully, I've just finished watching this, and it's a super transfer. It looks really, really well. Great audio as well. Plenty of documentaries and background stuff as well too, which I always like to see. I know special features don't appeal to everyone, but to me they're often a deciding factor as to whether I part with my money or not. So well catered for here. Super transfer, Blu-ray is included as well. Really nice put together set. Good solid box on the outside. Really, really nice poster, movie poster of the original movie poster, which would look super in a frame, made from really good quality paper as well. Almost verging on cardboard, so something akin to what Arrow films do so well. So I was really happy I picked this up. It's €35, about £30 sterling or thereabouts, and for what you get, I think it's really good value and a nice added bonus to the collection. So glad to have picked it up. So that's pretty much everything I've picked up, guys. I am not expecting anything else before Christmas apart from one item. Don't know if there's any Once Upon a Time in America fans out there. I certainly am one of them. It's one of my favourite films of all time. Possibly the finest performance of James Woods' career, and the always reliable Robert De Niro, who was at the peak of his powers at the time, involved as well. It is actually being released on 4K, but only by Amazon Italy. So I pre-ordered it a while ago. It's expected to get here just before Christmas. To be honest, if it's delayed, I'm not too worried, because I always worry this time of year with the post being so crazy, you could end up stuff getting lost very easily. So if it doesn't turn up till early in the new year, well and good. It is available on Amazon Italy. As I said, there's a collector's edition for about €60, which is a 6-disc set. It's the extended version that went out of print on Blu-ray some years back, so about 229 minutes, I think, something like that. Fantastic film. I'm taking a bit of a punt on it because it's been done by a company called Eagle, who I don't know an awful lot about, but from what I've read, their transfers seem to be generally top notch. They maybe don't invest as much in the audio side of things, so I decided to go for the collector's edition as a little treat for myself for Christmas. So we'll see how that pans out. Hopefully we'll get it just before Christmas and not shortly after. I'll give you feedback at a later stage. One thing I will say, if you are interested in it, there is a basic 4K edition for about €25, I think, €26, something like that, if you just want the 4K and not want all the bells and whistles. So maybe have a look at Amazon Italy. One thing I will point out to you is the titles on the packaging are all in Italian. So that might put some people off. Me personally, it won't, because it's a film I've wanted to see on 4K for some time. However, as some friends advised recently, more than likely you're going to see one of the big houses like Warner Brothers release a special edition or a 4K edition of some type at some stage, hopefully next year. So look, if they do, I'll probably go for that as well. Maybe getting as bad as double dipping as some of my colleagues in the WhatsApp group, but look, that's what collecting is all about. So if you're interested, pop over to Amazon Italy and have a look and let me know how you get on with it. That is pretty much it from me. What I would like to finish with is more than likely I won't be posting again till after Christmas, because work is just getting totally intense now. I'm off today, Friday, but going to be working straight through now till about the 23rd of December. Might squeeze in a little day off somewhere in between, but highly unlikely. You know what retail is like this time of year. So more than likely I will not speak to you again until after Christmas and the New Year. So with that being said, I would just like to thank all of you for subscribing, passing comments and posting and basically watching the videos. It's early days yet with the channel, but I have to say I'm having an absolute blast with it. Really grateful to all of you that have subscribed so far. Hopefully attract a few more in the new year. I've had a bit of an idea that might involve getting to integrate with other channels in the new year, which I'm working on at the moment. More to come on that after Christmas, but I'm really, really grateful all of you for taking the time to watch. It does mean a lot to me. Never about numbers to me, so if this is all I end up with, the 60 or 70 followers that I have, that's absolutely fine. If I'd only ended up at 5 or 10, that would have made me happy. I just love the subject matter of movies and talking about them and interacting with other people. You guys have been very, very supportive so far, so it doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm very grateful. So what I will say to y'all is, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful Christmas. Go overboard and everything, because life is to be lived, and you can sleep it off in the new year. Hope you all get some nice presents, movie related, and for Christmas. Certainly hoping I will. And have a great time. And thanks once again for the support. It does mean an awful lot to me. And see you all again in 2026. Take care and God bless.